Hey everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Self-Discipline. This video goes into more detail about what self-discipline means and why it's so important to us. If you can master the art of self-discipline, you can succeed in life. Is there a secret to self-discipline? Do you ever think that if only you could be more disciplined, you would really get somewhere in life? Well, I think that there's a secret to self-discipline that I found, and I want to share it with you. So, I'm going to teach you how to use your brain to get into the right mindset, and then I'm going to teach you what to do next. If we can do this, then you too can become more disciplined, and you don't need any special equipment or anything like that. You just need the right mindset. So, in the first step, let's look at what is really happening inside your head. Self-discipline is the ability to do something even when you don't want to, and yet we all know that sometimes we just have to do things even when we don't want to. If you have a problem with self-discipline, this is a good video. So if you're going through a hard time right now with self-discipline, this is definitely for you. What is self-discipline? Many people think self-discipline is something only certain kinds of people have. In reality, everyone needs self-discipline to succeed. Many people lack the discipline that is necessary to be able to accomplish their goals. They go through life acting on impulse and doing things without thinking about how they will affect them down the line. This can lead to major problems, including depression and anxiety. However, there are several reasons why so many people struggle to develop good self-discipline. First, some people find it difficult to follow the rules because they see them as unnecessary or boring. It may be difficult for others to make long-term decisions because they feel powerless over their actions. Still, others lack the motivation required to work towards achieving their goals. When someone lacks self-discipline, this usually means that he has not mastered his own mind. Having no sense of right and wrong, he acts against his better judgment because he cannot distinguish right and wrong. Why work on your self-discipline? If you want to succeed in life, you will need a lot of discipline. This is because you are going to need to work hard for the rest of your life. And if you don't have enough discipline, then you won't be able to get anywhere. But it's not just about working hard. It's also important to develop a sense of self-discipline. A person with a strong sense of self-discipline will make better decisions than someone who lacks self-control. So, you need to work on developing your own self-discipline. In order to achieve this, it is imperative to set goals in the first place. You should set realistic goals that are within reach. When you achieve these goals, you can feel proud of yourself, and you'll be more likely to continue doing the same thing again. You should also try to avoid procrastination. If you are always putting things off until later, then it will be difficult for you to achieve anything. So, you need to learn to say no when you mean yes. Another important part of having a strong sense of self-discipline is to make sure that you take care of your health. You should eat healthy foods and exercise regularly. This will help you to stay fit and energetic. How to live a healthy, productive life. If you want to be successful in your career, then you need to practice self-discipline. Self-discipline is the ability to control yourself when you're tempted to do things that you shouldn't. When you are practicing self-discipline, you should think about what you really want and why you want it. For example, if you want a promotion at work, you need to ensure that you don't give up after a few days of hard work. If you do this, then you won't achieve your goal. The best way to develop self-discipline is to write down your goals. This will help you to keep track of how many times you've failed. So, you can see where you need to improve, and you can learn from your mistakes. Also, you should make sure that you stick to a schedule. If you have a regular time for everything, then you will know exactly when you should start working on something, and you will always be able to complete it. You should also make sure that you eat healthily. When you are eating unhealthy foods, you will feel tired, and you will be less likely to exercise. And this will lead to you being more stressed. Benefits of self-discipline. If you want to become successful in life, then you need to develop discipline. This is one of the most important things you can do for yourself. Without it, you won't be able to achieve anything. Discipline is very hard to get. But once you have developed it, you will see that it will help you to succeed in many different ways. For example, if you are trying to lose weight, you must ensure that you eat healthy foods. If you don't, you will end up gaining more weight than you wanted. But when you develop self-discipline, you will learn how to control your emotions and your impulses. So, you'll be less likely to overeat or to spend money that you don't have. Also, you'll be able to stick to a plan even though things might not always go according to plan. So, developing self-discipline is one of the best things you can do for yourself. It will give you the power that you need to become successful. The importance of self-discipline. The saying goes, you cannot teach an old dog new tricks. In other words, we can learn to do things, but we can never really change who we are. However, there are some people that can actually change and transform themselves into something better. These are called role models. The great thing about having a good role model is that you can look at them and see what they did differently from yourself. Then you can use their example to become a better person. A good way of learning more about yourself is through self-reflection. This means you analyze your life so far and think about your mistakes and how you could improve them. To be honest, the most important thing in achieving success is to set goals for yourself. Your goal should not only aim at improving your personal circumstances. Instead, it must also include developing your talents and skills. It's hard to achieve your dreams without a well-defined plan. Self-discipline benefits and importance. If you want to get the most out of life, you need to develop self-discipline. This is a set of habits that you can use to help you achieve your goals. If you don't follow these habits, you won't be able to reach your full potential. So, what are some of the benefits of having self-discipline? For starters, it will help you keep yourself focused and organized. When you lack self-control, you can end up wasting a lot of time and money. It will also benefit you by helping you to stay healthy. You're more likely to eat unhealthy food if you don't follow a routine. And if you don't exercise regularly, then you'll probably become overweight. In addition to that, self-discipline is important because it will give you the motivation to work hard. You need to have the willpower to do things when you feel like quitting. So, you should always try and find ways to motivate yourself to stick with your goal. And finally, self-discipline will help you in many other areas of your life. For example, you'll be able to focus on school or college, and you'll be able to hold down a job. Without self-discipline, it is extremely hard to reach a goal or achieve an intention. If you want to do something in life, you need to be disciplined. And if you don't have discipline, it is going to make things very difficult for you. So, the first step towards success is developing your own rules and sticking to them. The best way to do this is to create a plan. A good plan will help you to stay focused and to avoid distractions. Also, a well-written plan will allow you to keep track of what you are doing. This will also give you a sense of accomplishment when you finally finish your task. Once you have created a plan, you need to follow it. If you don't do this, you won't be able to see the results that you're looking for. It is important to know that following a plan will not guarantee that you are successful. But it will increase the chances of you being successful. It's also important to reward yourself after you have completed a certain amount of work. When you get something that you like, It will make it easier to continue working. This will also motivate you to complete more tasks. A self-disciplined person is one who recognizes the importance of choosing wisely the actions he or she takes in life. The ability to self-discipline is one of the most important factors if you are to be successful in life. You should accept that you are responsible for what you do and that you have a moral obligation to do the right thing. If you don't have self-discipline, then you will never achieve anything. People with low levels of self-discipline tend to make bad decisions. For example, they might spend too much money or eat unhealthy food. They also fail to stick to their goals. So, to be successful, you need to learn to control yourself and your impulses. To achieve this, it is suggested that you practice mindfulness as much as possible. There are many ways to practice mindfulness, but one of the easiest ways is to focus on the present moment. Most people don't possess this skill, which is why it is considered such a crucial one. But it is essential to be able to self-discipline. In addition, you can practice mindfulness through meditation. Meditation helps you calm down. Looking here of the things around you. If you meditate regularly, you will start to notice when you have an impulse. And this will help you to stop before it's too late. In order to increase your self-discipline level, you can consider setting realistic goals as well as setting a realistic schedule. You will be able to avoid making impulsive choices if you know until when the deadline is approaching that you have to make a decision. Self-discipline helps to promote a balanced lifestyle. If you want to be successful in life, then you need to develop the skills needed to achieve this. And one of those skills is self-discipline. A person with self-discipline knows what they have to do and when they need to do it. They don't procrastinate or put things off until later. Instead, they do what needs to be done as soon as possible. So, if you want to succeed in life, you should learn how to set goals, prioritize them, follow through, and stick to your plan. The best way to develop these skills is by practicing self-discipline every day. When you practice self-discipline, you are learning to live a more disciplined lifestyle. This is because you're taking control of yourself and no longer letting other people dictate your behavior. So, the next time that you need to do something, think about whether or not it would be better for you to wait until tomorrow. If you decide that you should delay, then you will be setting yourself up for failure. But, if you know that you have to do something now, then there won't be any reason to postpone it. Self-discipline helps you resist temptations. If you want to achieve success in life, you need to develop the discipline to stick to your goals. When you are disciplined, it's easier for you to make smart decisions. So, if you are going to be successful, you need to practice being disciplined. There are many benefits to practicing self-discipline. For example, you can use this skill to help you with your weight loss journey. If you're trying to lose weight, you must have the willpower to avoid junk food. Also, when you're disciplined, you'll be able to get through tough times. This is because you will learn how to deal with adversity. If you want to succeed at school or work, then you need to be a good student. But it's hard to study every day. To avoid this problem, you should set yourself up for success by developing the discipline to study. Another benefit of having self-discipline is that you won't let distractions distract you from your goal. If you are focused on one thing, accomplishing it will be much easier. Self-discipline is the ability to control your own behavior and make choices based on what you want to achieve. It's an important part of leading a productive and happy life. You might not think you have self-discipline, but you do. If you have a bad habit, you'll need to work on breaking it. You'll need to make a conscious effort to change your behavior and break the bad habit. You'll need to set yourself a goal. The best way to ensure you're successful is to set yourself a goal. You'll want to make sure you have a realistic goal and that you can measure your progress. You'll need to be consistent. You'll need to make sure you stick to your goal. You'll need to make sure you're consistent with your new behavior. You'll need to reward yourself. Once you've reached your goal, you'll need to reward yourself. You'll need to ensure you're rewarded for sticking to your goal. You'll need to find a support network. You'll need to make sure you have a support network to encourage each other to stay on track. You'll need to have a plan B. You'll need to have a backup plan in case your goal doesn't work out. You'll need to make sure you have a plan B. We all know self-discipline is important in leading a productive and happy life. We also know that it's difficult to develop this skill. It's hard to learn new skills, but even harder to learn to apply them. You can't just wake up one morning and decide to be more disciplined. You have to put in the effort to learn how to control your own behavior. This will involve making changes to your lifestyle. You might want to get up earlier or go to bed later. You might want to change the way you eat or get rid of some of the unhealthy habits you've developed over the years. Once you've made these changes, you'll need to put in the time and effort to make sure you keep them. This will mean not letting yourself fall back into old habits. If you want to learn how to develop self-discipline, you can start by making small changes to your lifestyle. You can then build on that success by making bigger changes. Self-discipline allows you to achieve your goals more quickly. There are many benefits to having self-discipline. For example, if you want to lose weight, you need to set a goal. This helps you to stay motivated. If you're going for a new job, you need to put in extra effort to get the interview. And once you've got the job, you should stick with it. So, you should be prepared to work hard. When you're working towards a goal, you need to make sure that you don't give up. This is because giving up is the biggest obstacle to achieving your goals. You can overcome this by using self-discipline. You should also realize that you won't always succeed when you try to do something. But if you keep trying, then you will eventually succeed. You just need to have enough patience and determination. So, you should use these techniques to help you become more successful. Self-discipline. How to build confidence. How to build confidence. Output. What is self-discipline? Self-discipline is the ability to control your actions. It involves making decisions and taking action. If you are self-disciplined, you know what to do and act. Self-discipline enables you to be healthier. If you want to improve your health, then you need to develop the right habits. And one of those habits is being disciplined in what you eat. One of the best ways to become more healthy is by eating smaller meals throughout the day. This helps you to control your hunger levels and to avoid overeating. Also, it can help you lose weight if you're trying to do this. However, you also need to make sure that you don't skip breakfast. This is because skipping breakfast is bad for your overall health. So, you should always start the day off with a good meal. In addition, you need to make sure that you are getting enough sleep. If you get too little sleep, you'll feel tired and sluggish. This will make you less likely to exercise and focus on your studies. So, you should try to keep yourself as awake as possible. You should also ensure that you sleep at the same time every night. This will help you feel better and give you a good night's rest. Also, it can be helpful to set goals for yourself. For example, you could decide to work out 3 times a week or to go to bed earlier. These small changes can make a big difference. Self-discipline increases your focus. If you want to be successful in life, you need to learn how to be disciplined. This is especially true when it comes to your finances. If you don't control your spending, then you won't be able to save money for retirement. So, if you want to improve your financial situation, you need to start being more disciplined. This means that you should stop doing things that are bad for you. For example, it's important to quit smoking and drinking alcohol. These 2 habits can destroy your health, which will make you less productive. So, you need to cut them out of your life. It's also important to set goals. This will help you stay focused on what you want to achieve. It's easy to get distracted by other people and events. But you should always remember why you started working towards achieving a goal. When you do this, you are much more likely to succeed. You should also make sure that you take breaks throughout the day. This will allow you to relax and mentally and physically refresh yourself. Self-discipline and willpower. If you want to succeed in life, then you need to develop self-discipline. This is the ability to control yourself when things get difficult. If you don't have this skill, it can be hard for you to achieve your goals. The best way to build self-discipline is to learn how to say no. Saying yes to everything is easy, but saying no to everything is harder. So, you need to train yourself to say no. This will help you stay focused and make you more successful. It's also important to focus on your strengths. Focusing on your weaknesses might make you feel bad about yourself. However, if you focus on your strengths, you will start feeling better. In addition to self-discipline, you need to develop willpower. This is the ability to keep going even though you're tired or bored. You may not stick with a task long enough if you lack this strength. To increase your willpower, you should try to find something you enjoy doing that makes you happy. This will give you the energy that you need to do what needs to be done. Result: self-discipline without willpower. In order to succeed in life, you need to develop a strong sense of discipline in order to be successful. Because if you don't have self-control, then it's very difficult for you to achieve anything meaningful. So, how do you get self-control? The best way to do this is to practice self-discipline. When you are practicing self-discipline, you need to be aware of what you're doing. So, you need to think about why you're doing the things that you're doing. For example, when you're trying to lose weight, you need to ask yourself, why am I eating unhealthy foods? If you've answered this question correctly, then you should start thinking about the consequences of your actions. This will help you to stay focused and motivated. Another thing that you can do is to find a mentor who has been through the same experience as you. A mentor will be able to guide you and teach you how to deal with problems. But you need to choose wisely. You'll also need to make sure that you're consistent. For example, if you are going to exercise, you must make sure you stick to a regular schedule. If self-discipline feels difficult, then you're doing it wrong. If you want to become successful in life, you need to develop a strong sense of discipline. But you might fail if you don't have the right kind of self-discipline. In fact, you may even end up becoming addicted to drugs or alcohol. There are different types of self-disciplines. For example, you can have strong willpower. or you can be organized. But the most important type of self-discipline is the ability to delay gratification. This is when you put off something that you would like now for something that will give you more benefits later on. The best way to develop a stronger sense of self-discipline is to practice it every day. So, you should set yourself small goals. You should also write them down and keep track of how you've done. If you cannot do this, you should talk to your friends or family members. They can help you stay motivated. It can be hard to be disciplined, but you need to remember that you only have one chance to live. And that's why it's so important to make sure you use it wisely. Self-discipline through self-acceptance. If you want to be successful, you need to learn how to manage yourself. And one of the best ways to do this is by learning to have discipline. Many people think they don't have enough willpower to do what they set out to do. However, if you are able to accept yourself for who you are and where you come from, you will be more likely to succeed. So, you need to start thinking about your strengths instead of focusing on your weaknesses. Once you've accepted yourself, you will become more disciplined because you will feel less pressure to act a certain way. Also, once you're comfortable with who you are, you won't need to try hard to fit into someone else's idea of perfection. So, the next time you feel bad about something, you might want to consider why you are feeling so bad about it. If it's because of a lack of self-discipline, then you can use the following tips to help you develop this skill. You first need to understand that everyone makes mistakes at some point in their lives. It is important to remember that you are not perfect. You will never be 100% right and always make some kind of mistake. You'll also have to realize that there is no such thing as a failure. Finding motivation. Motivation is an important part of life. Without it, you would never get anything accomplished. But, how do you find the motivation to keep going? What motivates you to stay focused on your goals? The answer is self-discipline. Self-discipline is a set of habits that help people achieve their goals. For example, if you want to lose weight, then you need to eat healthily and exercise. If you want to become a successful entrepreneur, then you need to work hard every day. So, finding the right balance between working hard and having fun is very important. If you don't have the time for both, then you should choose one. It's also important to find the right amount of motivation. Too much or too little can lead to problems. In other words, if you're not motivated enough, you won't be able to do what you need to do. And if you are too motivated, then you might end up doing things that aren't important. So, the best way to find the right level of motivation is by setting small goals. You should also make sure that you are consistent. Consistency helps you to build a routine. Routines make it easier to follow through with your plans. You need to set goals for yourself. This will help you to stay focused. When you achieve your goals, you should reward yourself. You need to learn how to say no. The best way to create a new habit is to make small changes. For example, you could start by saying no once every 2 weeks instead of once a week. Then, as the days pass, you will eventually stop saying yes to everything that comes your way. Over time, you will get used to not doing certain things. So, if you want to be more disciplined, you need to make some small changes. You might even try making one change at a time. If you do this, you will see that it gets easier over time. So, make sure that you stick with it. You need to practice self-discipline if you want to get better at anything in life. This is because if you don't put in the effort, you won't see results. So, it's important to be disciplined when you are working towards achieving your goals. There are many different types of self-discipline. For example, you could focus on being more productive or improving your social skills. But whatever goal you set for yourself, you need to make sure that you have the right type of self-discipline. The best way to develop this is to use the 7 steps below. These are the most effective methods of developing self-discipline. 1. Make a plan. 2. Make a list of everything you want to accomplish and write it down. 3. Set realistic deadlines. 4. Be consistent with your efforts. 5. Reward yourself. 6. Avoid distractions. 7. Have fun. So, you need to make sure that you stick to them. And you should always remember that there's no such thing as overnight success. It takes time to build up your self-discipline. So, don't expect to become a self-disciplined person overnight. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, it was useful to you, and I hope that you enjoyed it. I am looking forward to seeing you in the following video.